Oh, well, my name's Fox, so big and I'm Fox. And basically, I just rambled on for like 6 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not really saying anything about what I want to say, so I restarted the video to make this. Basically, if you watch Markiplier or stuff like that, you'll know that he actually released earlier, or yesterday, talked about a name brand, like a name brand that him and Jack have actually made, which they hinted at like 2 days ago, and Mark and Jack actually go ahead and say like, like they say like, oh yeah, we're releasing something tomorrow, and people are like, oh, maybe they're releasing Anti and Darkiplier together for like Halloween, and I kind of would have preferred that, or at least like a little bit of these both, because it like Mark in recent years, and I'm not entirely sure Jack, maybe Jack too, like they've been trying to branch out from YouTube a lot more. Mark and Jack both doing tours. Mark doing more Twitch. I think Jack also says he does Twitch as well. And the thing is, like, Markiplier is one of my favorite YouTubers. He is kind of one of the main reasons why I started YouTube. And Jacksepticeye is one of my other favorite YouTubers who I subscribe through Markiplier's channel, and as well as Bob and Wade. But yeah, but these guys, I do like their content. I do love their things, and I would like if like they said like, oh yeah, we are selling like new, like, because when they said like they have their own brand, and I'm like, oh cool, maybe like we'll get like a pink sweater or something that has like the Wharf stash mustache, or we'll get like a Jacksepticeye, like green one that have like the septic eye on, or something like that. Like, you know, have their symbol, have Jacksepticeye on the back, or Markiplier, stuff like that. Something kind of cool like that. But then they actually talked about that their clothing brand, because I think I just brought it up. Hopefully I did. That they have their own clothing brand, which is right here, Cloak, which I'm surprised no one has got that. And also I think of Cloak and Dagger. But Cloak, which is like this high-end clothing. And
kind of abruptly, and it's
shut up, Doug. Which is this high-end clothing here, where like right now all I have is like 9 pieces of clothing, which is like one sweater, which honestly is the thing that sold out, which is probably the only thing I would have actually bought. Then they have like some basic sweaters, and then some kind of basic shirts with like the Cloak logo on the front. And the thing is, like, I'm like, this is the cool thing, but the thing is, I've seen a lot in the comments for at least Markiplier's video, where a lot of people say like, this stuff is kind of pricey. Like, a lot of people like, this stuff is kind of pricey. Like, man, I'm broke, I can't buy any of this. And the thing is, like, well, apparently they bought enough to, some people bought enough to this, which doesn't surprise me. Mark can, like, I think like every stream he has, like, even though he's again asked not for people not to donate, but every stream he like makes like, he gets like a $200 like thing. This is Cloak. He has like a $200 donations. So it doesn't surprise me that there are people who will buy like a lot of this. It does not surprise me in the slightest. But just looking over all of this, I'm just thinking like I'm kind of indifferent to some of this, because here's the thing, like Mark even straight up says like, he says that he likes clothing that has like a logo that isn't all big, that isn't like spontaneous or something like that. And I'm thinking like, okay, that does kind of match up with like how Mark and kind of how Jack is, where it's like they don't really ask for subscribers like a lot of YouTubers do, which is the kind of reason why I don't subscribe to a lot of other YouTubers. Where like they're like comment, like, below, subscribe and stuff like that. No, like they are more like just like, you like my content, buy it. And I guess that is kind of in a sense how they are kind of going at this. But even so, like, I never really was one for like celebrity, quote unquote, clothing brand where it's like, oh yeah, their name is connected to this kind of cologne or this kind of shirt, and that's kind of what this feels like. Because like, even though like this is supposed to be high quality stuff, and I understand why it's probably super expensive, or it's super expensive, like $35 for one T-shirt, $80 for one kind of basic sweatshirt. Even though they say like it's high quality stuff, it's like, that is kind of super pricey. And the thing is, like, Mark says like he likes symbols that are hidden. And so, and that's the thing. Like this sweater, like I dare you to find where its symbol, where its logo is at. And the thing is, like right now, I'm showing you the logo, and I'd like for you to see where exactly is it on here. You'll probably find it because I kind of pointed it out. But like I said, like it's on the screen right now, but it's gonna be hard to find it. Probably not even with the thing small, but like, and that's kind of the thing about this. But the thing is, there's another reason why I'm also wearing this shirt, because this is a logo for Destiny, at least for one of the Legions or something like that. Like this is something for like it looks cool. It has like a shine to it also when like you put in the sunlight or the light and stuff. But like, I like the idea of like, okay, a logo is kind of hidden and stuff like that. But also, I kind of like that for something that's a little bit cheaper. Because here's the thing, like if I hear something that's like super, like kind of expensive clothing, but then the logo is very tiny or very small, I kind of reminds me of if anyone's ever seen Kim Possible, there's an episode where their version of Banana Republic, I don't know why I put that in quotes. Their version of Banana Republic, I think it's like Banana Government or something like that. That Kim Possible was like, I gotta spend like $100 and something on this one pair of jeans that has a tiny little thing, and the dad's like, wait, why don't you just go buy these $10 jeans that are practically the same, that are the same exact same jeans, just it doesn't have the little banana. And Kim goes, because it has the banana on it. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't, even as a kid at 10 years old, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Why would you want that? I'd rather go for the $10 stuff. And again, that's someone who barely even buys clothes now. But, that's kind of how I see this stuff. And the thing is, like, if there was something a little bit more bombastic, I guess, about this. Because, again, a pink sweatshirt with Mark's symbol on the back. A green sweater with, like, maybe a black hoodie that has the Jacksepticeye on the chest or a Jacksepticeye on the back or something like that. Like, and the thing is, like people say, well, it's not merch, it's a clothesline. Well, why can't your clothesline have that stuff on it, or have something clever, something like, or like Cloak? Like, show me something that says that, oh, this is Markiplier, this is Jacksepticeye. Like, at least looking at this, if I came across this, and maybe that's the point. Maybe the whole point is like, oh, it's like, oh, well, even if you're not a fan, you'll like this. But I'm just like, it just, to me, just feels like the celebrity endorsement kind of things, where it's like, oh, buy our bacon wrap thing because Ryan Reynolds said, because Ryan Reynolds likes it, or like that Toon Boom game, which I love Ryan Reynolds, but by God, I've seen that Toon Boom game somewhere, and I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. Or the Arnold Schwarzenegger game with like the game that Arnold Schwarzenegger plays that has like the bombs or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna play that just because Arnold Schwarzenegger, or not Arnold. Is it Arnold? Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, Arnold's the one who does it. Yeah. I'm not gonna play the game just because Arnold. And that's kind of what this is like. I don't know. It just feels like, I know Mark and Jack are trying to expand off of YouTube, and I get what they're probably trying to do a little bit more with this, but I do feel like you could have kind of mixed it up a bit. Like, one, like like this cloak symbol right here. Like, you can still have it to where it says Cloak, but then you could have it to where like subtle hints of like who it's from, like Cloak, and like maybe like the circle, the O. Like, it has, like, a little dot on the inside to show, like, an I for Jack. And then on the A, there's just a slight, like, curve on the little line in between the A that connects the two lines. And, like, it kind of curves up and kind of forms a little mustache to show Mark. And, like, something that would be, like, yeah, there's, like, Mark's brand or Jack's brand or something like that. Maybe, like, even that alone, maybe it doesn't have to be too big right now. But I would like later on for them to make, like, a pink one with Mark's symbol or Jack, something like that. Like, something like that stands out. Something that does have something. Because even then, like, if you're just buying this because, like, oh, because, again, like, just seeing this, a basic hoodie that says Cloak that's kind of barely visible, it's just like, I can literally kind of go buy, I could probably go buy a sweater that's probably the same, that's probably a very similar style if not maybe in the similar materials. And probably, maybe this is higher end stuff. This is high quality stuff right here. Like, this is sports stuff, so maybe that's why it also has like that little sheen to it. But I feel like I could kind of go buy a sweater and it looks almost exactly the same, stuff like that, and it just doesn't have that. And again, it kind of reminds me of the whole Kim Possible Banana Republic jeans with a little banana on it, or the one that doesn't. It's kind of something like that. I would like, and even like, I don't know. This is Cloak. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. This just feels more or less just like the pounding of a heart. What does this say? This is Cloak, our clothing brand, but more importantly, this is your clothing brand. Something that has been missing from our lives, clothing for people like us. Okay. The apparel options that the fashion industry has given us are pretty much all the same, and the brand marketing to us don't really know who we are. Again, nothing against you guys, but this is kind of basic. So are you saying we're basic? Because I don't know. We set out to let's see. We created Cloak, the first high-end apparel brand for our community. We set out to create clothes that fit our lifestyle and our bodies. Clothes that are cool and comfortable ultimately make sense for us. Clothing that we actually want. Our goal is building the brand and to give you a voice. We want to create a brand that listens to what you need and gives you what you're missing. We want Cloak to be a brand that you are proud to represent. That is the pounding heart of Cloak. Over the years, they've inspired YouTube and our communities, and we hope that your return Cloak will inspire you. So thank you for your journey. Mark, Jack, I don't know about that, because I think a lot of your community, and maybe this is just me then, but a lot of your community I think would want something that kind of represents you guys more. Because the thing is, like, one, I kind of really don't get the whole idea of this is your clothing. Like, well, I get that from a standpoint. It's like, oh, like, I've seen those bigger companies that you're talking about kind of make similar things. Like, oh, have it your way. Or, fuck, what are other ones like that? That's the first one I can think of. I think that's Burger King. But I've seen, like, that's just branding or standard, like, trying to sell 101. And the thing is, like, maybe I can understand this a little bit more if, like, let's say they said, like, okay, well, we're listening to you guys and listening to what you all want, so maybe then we'll kind of do that. If that's the case, fine. That's actually really cool. Like, it's a brand that will slowly evolve into new things, and this is kind of like the starting seed of it, which would be kind of cool. And, like, you know, you have, like, you can eventually get the stuff like that. But yeah, like if this, because if you're really trying to brand to your community and then eventually, you know, expand even further beyond that, I feel like your communities would look for something that has something, you know, that actually represents you guys. Like, again, like, I would spend $80 on if, like, they had, like, one of those hoodies or, like, those stuff that, like, are limited edition for, like, charity and stuff like that. Like, you're not saying, like, to bring those back because those were done for charity, but, like, stuff like that. Or, like, for those Steins that they had at one time. I was broke each and every time those things came out. But if they would have do stuff like that, or stuff with their symbols and stuff like that, or again, just the simple idea of having Cloak, maybe even make it a little bit more visible, or maybe then, no, have it where it is kind of hidden, even though I can't even see the Cloak thing here, it's just a circle. Like, kind of like this, but then have, like, the just a dot inside. You don't have to make it obviously an eye, but, like, a dot inside the circle to make it look kind of like an eye. Or, again, that little bit on the end to make it look kind of like a mustache to kind of show who it is. And even that alone would be enough, I think, to be like, that's kind of a cool design. And also, you know, if you are a fan of these guys or part of the community, you know who they're from and who you kind of want it to be. And I don't know. This just kind of feels more like, it just feels like, oh, it's a C. Okay. It just feels, I just smell like the bit of, like, this is your brand. Buy the clothes you want. And I'm like, I do. I kind of go to the store and find the clothes I want. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like me, like I don't buy all my clothes because I don't see some clothes that I want. And then when I do, I'm like, all right, cool, and I buy it. Like, so like, I have a lot of clothes that don't really have like a brand that's on the big front, but so again, some things like this or other things where it has, like, in a sense, this is a brand, or like having a superhero symbol on here, that's a brand. Like, I would rather have something like that on my chest, like the symbol of it, than these other things. And honestly, maybe make the design a little bit cooler than just the standard cloak, which I get it. Beginning company, starting up. Sorry, I just want to check this. I've been talking 15 minutes about stupid, but yeah, I don't know. Mark, Jack. Well, tell me what you guys think, but Mark, Jack, I love your stuff. I love your content. I would love to have seen Anti versus Mark Darkiplier a little bit more, and I think probably you probably would have made more money off of that in a sense. But then again, if like let's say $35 for a shirt, if even half, even if like 1 million of their fans, because if half they're already rolling, but if like even like 1 million of their fans bought this, that's already 35 million to them. And then, well, 35 million, and then maybe like, I'm going to say maybe another, assuming these are actually high-end quality stuff, maybe 1 million to the people he's supporting, maybe a little bit more and stuff like that. But they're still making like that, and that's just if like only 1 million of their fans buy this stuff. And Mark is currently at 22 million. So if all of this sold out, all of this, if like the fans of his that probably are like of age and who have like the money to buy this stuff is like, I don't know, maybe 10 million, maybe, probably less. There's probably a lot of kids in there, but still, if just some of them buy this stuff, they have like enough money, stuff like that. But like, I don't know. Hopefully, like maybe if the prices go down a little bit more, that would probably be more accessible for other people. Maybe if they had something that kind of showed more of them in their own brand, showed a little bit more of them, or had more variety or something different. Like again, like it's no surprise that this is what sold out, because this is the kind of the cooler thing out of all of this. The black hoodie, the white, and then the black. It kind of reminds me of if anyone's ever seen Kingdom Hearts, Sora's new hoodie where it has the black hood and then it has like the red on it and stuff like that. Like it doesn't look too bad. Everything else is just kind of like I could go buy a black mesh shirt, or I could go buy a black athletic shirt for like $10 somewhere else, or a black sweat hoodie like that somewhere else. And some people say like it's because the other companies do have sweatshops and stuff like that, and Mark and Jack wouldn't do that. And I'm like, not saying they would, and but like I do say like there are other brands you could go to, and just buying like one shirt from here while buying one shirt from here, but those other places sell that almost the exact same shirt for like half the price, if not less, like $10 or something like that, then I don't think you're going to be changing the world completely, unless like you get a ridiculous amount of people to stop buying from all of those other places and focus on this, which I doubt, because there are some people who don't know who Markiplier Jack are. But that's beside the point. Mark, Jack, do what you want to do. Do what you got to do. I do hope eventually this brand will reflect more of them. And maybe if, like, they say, like, it is your brand, maybe they actually will listen to their community and, like, expand it out a bit more. Have it to where, like, I would like the symbol to be, like, a little bit more visible for certain things and stuff like that. Or make it a little bit more, something, like, cool to wear. Be like, oh, what's that? Like, something like that. But other than that, it just seems like standard, like, high-end, like, oh, this is the celebrity brand of this. This is that or that, which not saying they can't do that, but it's just if that's the like then I really don't see much to why to get it, because if I wore Jacksepticeye or Markiplier clothing or merch or whatnot, it's because like I like who they are. I like again, I like this. I like Batman. I like Superman. I wear their shirts because that's kind of the thing. I like that stuff. Or if I preferably like I like. When it's just a brand, I prefer it to not have a symbol on it, because then it's like, okay, I don't really care about the people who brand. I just bought it because, you know, black sweat. Well, this is my favorite black sweat, but still, something like that. So, like, I would wear this if, like, it had Jack and Mark on it, something like that. Some kind of thing that allude to them, like, okay, cool, that's why I want this, because it's more or less kind of supporting them, but also like it's the symbol that I want to wear of theirs, or something like that, or something like that. And like again, like superheroes, like you want to wear the Superman shield, you want to wear the Batman shield, stuff like that. But this is just kind of like, it's just standard kind of clothing. I don't know. This is a video I made right now for some dumb reason. Just want to get my thoughts on it. Tell me what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully none of you unsubscribe for this. Sorry. I just had that. But hey, if anything, I gave my favorite YouTuber some advertisement, kinda, because controversy, or what is it? No limelight is bad limelight, or something like that. So whatever. Mark, Jack, hope you keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully you guys will collab on something kind of cooler. I don't know, but just tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Which videos I've done, links are on my face description on there somewhere, and we will see you later. Yeah, just imagine like the little dot there for the eye, and maybe even like you can even have like a little tail, but just to make it subtle, and then like the little kind of a subtle little stash that kind of comes across here. Just a little subtle things that can make it like all the cooler, like, oh, this is Jack and Mark's brand.